Love languages can be a powerful tool for maintaining connection, even when intrusive thoughts are creating distance between you and your partner. In today's episode, we're going to look at your primary love language and then implement tailored strategies to strengthen your connection so that you can express your love despite the relationship anxiety. You can not only survive these intrusive thoughts, but you can thrive despite them because you're going to be empowered with practical tools to express and receive love more effectively. Have you ever felt that feeling that your partner will reassure you, but it never helps? And then you question, why can't I just accept their love? You may be constantly testing your feelings for your partner. One day you feel connected, and then the next day, nothing. And then you're left wondering, how can we build something stable? And let me tell you, one of the other unique ways to strengthen your bond is to understand the right love language. You need all the tools you can get against these intrusive thoughts. When you're experiencing relationship anxiety, traditional relationship advice falls short. The 5 love languages aren't just a nice tool to have, they can be an extra layer to help anchor your connection when your mind is creating chaos. The key isn't eliminating the thoughts because that often backfires and leaves you disappointed, but it's about creating a strong enough connection where you can know and feel the difference between your own love for your partner and the intrusive thought. So let's talk about the love languages. Maybe you've heard of them, maybe not, but they were developed by Dr. Gary Chapman many years ago. This tool can help show you new ways to love your partner and for your partner to love you without misinterpreting actions as being negative. So we're going to get into those different love languages, and I want you to start to think about which one you most identify with. If you're new here, hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if today's episode resonates with you, be sure to download my free guide, 30 Scripts to Navigating Difficult Conversations. It's especially helpful for those moments when intrusive thoughts make communication feel impossible. The link is in the show notes, or you can go to bit.ly/30scripts freebie. All right, so let's start with a quick refresher on the 5 love languages. First, we've got words of affirmation, and that's when you're using words to affirm and appreciate your partner. Second one is acts of service. This is when you're doing things for your partner or doing things to serve them. Number 3 is receiving gifts. Pretty self-explanatory, but giving thoughtful gifts as an expression of love. Number 4, quality time, which means giving your undivided attention to your partner. Number 5, physical touch, which is expressing love through physical contact. The basic premise of Dr. Gary Chapman's theory is that we all have a primary love language, and it's the way we most naturally give and prefer to receive love. If you're not much of a gift giver, but your boyfriend is, that's likely his love language. Ultimately, we're here to understand your love language so that you and your partner can feel more connected and understood. But here's where things get complicated, especially for those experiencing relationship anxiety and intrusive thoughts. These thoughts create a filter through which all of these expressions must pass the test. Imagine your partner's love is like a clear stream of water, okay? And in a typical relationship, when that water flows to you, it feels good, it satisfies your thirst. But when you're experiencing intrusive thoughts, it's like there's another filter happening, and that filter is a filter of doubt. By the time their love reaches you, that water is dirty, diluted, and sometimes blocked entirely. So let me give you some examples of how this could show up as blocks in the love languages. First of all, words of affirmation. Your partner says, I love you so much. But then your intrusive thoughts come in and they translate this as, but do they really mean? Why don't I feel anything when they say it? For acts of service, your partner takes care of all the errands so that you can rest. But your intrusive thoughts say, they're just a helpful person. They'd probably do this for anyone. This doesn't prove they love me specifically. Receiving gifts. Your partner gives you a thoughtful gift. Your intrusive thoughts say, I should feel more excited about this, and my lack of excitement must mean something's wrong. Quality time. Your partner offers a cozy night in, a Netflix and chill just between the two of you. but your intrusive thoughts go to the tune of, I feel so anxious right now. I can't even enjoy our time together. What is he thinking? Maybe this means that we're not compatible. And ladies, don't you know the physical touch love language because your partner initiates a warm hug or a kiss when your intrusive thoughts come up and you start to think, I don't feel the spark. How come I don't have butterflies? Maybe I'm just not attracted to them anymore. Do any of these sound familiar? If so, I want you to know that this doesn't mean your relationship is wrong or that you don't love your partner. It means your mind is creating a narrative that's disconnected from reality. The good news is that understanding this filter is the first step towards solutions rather than against it or hopping out of the relationship if this is the right relationship for you. Recently, we were doing a s'mores roast by the fire. My youngest child was roasting a good bit of marshmallows, and I was thinking, is he going to eat all that? Man, that's kind of a lot. A little bit later, he said, okay, everybody, I made you all roasted marshmallows. And it was like a platter full of roasted marshmallows. Now, while he was doing acts of service, which is his primary expression of love languages, that didn't quite meet the needs of his audience, right? Because as a family, we are roasting marshmallows for the experience and for the quality time. We weren't looking for acts of service. So while it was a great gesture, it didn't quite land the way he intended to. And that's what we're going to get into with these strategies is how can we upgrade these love language expressions so that it lands better if you are struggling with relationship anxiety or relationship OCD. Okay, so starting off the words of affirmation, when there are vague statements of I love you or you're amazing, I want you to lean into those moments and think about why they may have said that. Don't think about yourself and your shortcomings. Think about what you have potentially done to inspire them to say that. I would encourage all partners to do the I love you stuff outside of the mundane getting off the phone or leaving the house for work. Try to do it at random times. If it's you or your partner that struggles with relationship anxiety, try to be as specific as possible about those words of affirmation. It could be, I feel so connected to you when we talk about our future. Or I love building dreams with you. I love to see how you get inspired. Essentially, you want to be specific, refer to concrete examples, look at these compliments or words of affirmation through a lens of abundance. You can create an evidence journal where you can record specific affirmations that your partner has given you, because during those moments of doubt, reading that journal will be a huge reminder of your partner's love. All right, for acts of service, think about those helpful actions that you would like to see from your partner that helps you feel loved. Because honestly, we are creatures of habit. Our mind craves predictability. But if you and your partner discuss what would be consistent, reliable acts of service that create security and reduce mental looping. And so for the partner, really that may look like just being consistent on those acts of service. Like maybe they're the ones that take out the trash, or maybe they're the ones that do the planning of the date night every other week. So really it's about consistency more so than grand gestures, because what you're doing is you're letting your partner know that they can count on you for specific things. And if you're the one experiencing intrusive thoughts, practice explicitly acknowledging those acts of service. So say out loud, thank you for showing me love by doing this. Look at all these consistent actions through a lens of love and gratitude. All right, for the next love language of receiving gifts, think about thoughtful gifts that could serve as physical reminders of the love you have in your relationship. Maybe it's a lotion or a candle, something that has a scent that reminds you of a special memory. Maybe it's a playlist of songs, it's a photo, a keychain, or one of those smooth rocks that have unique calming abilities when you hold them in your hand. For the partner trying to express love, look at gifts that have meaning rather than monetary value. And for the partner experiencing the intrusive thoughts, create your collection of connection items. This is where you can keep meaningful gifts and mementos. Visit this space anytime those doubts are feeling loud. Maybe you want to hang on to cards from Valentine's Day or your anniversary or your birthday and read those whenever your doubt starts to spiral. You need those physical reminders of evidence in the here and now. Quality time. This is all about being mindful and present when you're spending time together. So, what tends to happen with these OCD thoughts, these intrusive thoughts, you will be monitoring and checking your thoughts for how connected you feel, but we don't want to go there. We want to acknowledge where we are in the here and now, really focus in on that evidence in the here and now. What is actually happening? What am I seeing? What am I hearing? What am I feeling as far as touch? Things like that. And so that quality time could look like cooking together. It's going for a walk, watching a movie, just dedicating time with one another. When those urges come up that you want to check your feelings, try to gently redirect back to the here and now and find a way to ground yourself into that present moment. And for both of you, don't try to put any pressure that this time needs to be perfect. Because really, what you want to do is just create an authentic space for the experience. Lastly, with physical touch, the standard approach is hugs and kisses, maybe some hand holding or other physical affection. But with our strategized approach, we're going to be more intentional with the touch, such as we're removing any expectations that physical touch will lead to a certain feeling or reciprocation. So essentially, what I want you to think about is a pressure free touch, bringing in grounding touch techniques that focus on physical sensation rather than an emotional response. For example, if you are the one who is experiencing the intrusive thoughts, focus on the physical sensation of the touch rather than monitoring your own emotional reaction to the touch. So you're going to be noticing the temperature, the pressure, and the texture. So now that we've talked about all of these love languages, let's do a quick recap. With these love languages, it can help both you and your partner figure out how you like to give and receive love. And they won't necessarily be the same thing. Even if you love to receive words of affirmation, you might like to give gifts. Check in with your partner and see what works for the two of you. That way, you can feel more aligned and intentional with your time together. If acts of service is not their thing, you're likely going to feel frustrated whenever you do their laundry for them and it feels unappreciated. So, I hope this episode was helpful to you. If it was, share it with someone. Remember to grab that 30 scripts for navigating difficult conversations. If you need some help in getting started and feeling calm and confident in your relationship, and come back next week where we're going to be talking about how to stop over apologizing. Until then, stay blessed by the best. Bye.